So in a recent performance from Jacob Collier, he played the song on his custom tailor-made, well, quite literally a tailor-made guitar by Taylor. A 5-string tailor-made guitar by Jacob. Yeah, indeed. He did a performance with Taylor guitars of the song Stars. It was really, really interesting, and you are going to find out in this video how you can employ some of these ideas from the master himself, the maestro, the musical maestro, Jacob Collier, and yeah, employing these ideas in your own music making and just your music development as a whole. It's going to be helpful. We're in the key of E today. I'll play the chord progression after I give you the major scale. So I'm going to be highlighting the verse because there's a beautiful passage of chords. It goes like this. And Jacob kept it pretty simple. I'll play it through for you. This is what it is. Now, granted, he was playing it only on guitar. So seeing it on piano, hopefully this will be of help to you in terms of being able to see how it's all laid out. So, as I said, this is the key of E. We are we're starting on the first chord 1, the tonic. Now we're doing the classic Jacob. I have noticed he does this many a time, going to this first inversion of chord 1 in relation to then going to 4, or sometimes he flips it. Sometimes if he's on chord 4, he'll go down to the first inversion as opposed to the minor. So we've got chord 1 in the first inversion, beautiful, chord 4, and then we've got chord 5 as a triad. Simple as that. That happens again. Chord 1 first inversion, 4, 5. Now it's interesting because he moves to the 6 at this point. I'll speak about why he might have chosen to do that. Then he goes back to and then he stops right there and then goes, and then there's this beautiful passage goes. Beautiful, quite classical, yeah. So when he went to the 6, that was interesting. Simply put, I would say to break up the monotony of 1 inversion, 4, 5, 1 inversion, 4, 5, rather than doing 1 again, he knows that he can go to the 6. That's a really good option to know, that in the right hand in this case, if we have a major chord, if you go down to the minor third, so in this case C sharp, that just creates a new texture. It's a new texture, but it's not too dissimilar to, and as you can see with my right hand, I'm still keeping the right hand on E major, and he's playing the C sharp. Yeah, so that's a good option to know, that if you want to vary your chord progression just a little bit, you can replace the major chord and go down a minor third, play the minor of it. That would work perfectly, for example, and I'll build on this a bit later, for that chord 4, because we have chord 4 quite a bit. So that 4 could equally be the 2, going down a minor third using the same theory. Yeah. Alright, so we have 1, first inversion of 1, 4, 5, repeat, 4, the 6, breaking up the harmony, and then he doesn't go to the 5, he just goes 1, he does this beautiful. Now you got to think about this. This is essentially a pedal note of E, so it's an E note, and it's essentially, it's a 5 in the third, and then we're going to our A major, a third apart, and then back home. That's essentially chord 1, 5 over 1, 4 over 1, home. That's what's happening. Now how I'm playing it is quite a kind of classic piano approach. Yeah, but it's still fundamentally, to my ear, this sounds more interesting actually. It's like everything is kind of weaving between itself. As opposed to this is more kind of static. This. It's Still has its place though. So full recap. So we've got 1, first inversion, and here the difference between 1 and the minor. That has its place, but having the 1 for 2 chords really just sets the foundation. And then we go to 4, 5. 5. Then we've got the 6, first inversion of 1, 4. Then we come to our 1 with our feature of, yeah. Alright, so I often speak about the importance of taking these ideas and being able to apply them in all 12 keys. So let me show you a way to be able to practice this straight away. So we'll just go up to the key of F. Right here. So the reason why we're doing this, we're taking this concept, but we don't want to just be limited to the key of E. We want to be able to take this overall framework, highlighting specifically that 1 inversion at the start, the use of chord 6 rather than chord 1. We want to employ that, and also that end feature which had the pedal 1 with that 5, 4, 1. So going to the key of F. And this is how I would encourage you to practice these ideas through all of the 12 keys. So we have chord 1, F major, first inversion of F. Next, then we're going to go to chord 4, and then chord 5. It's interesting with this song, often Jacob uses kind of sus chords, but he just kept it really simple, just 1 inversion, 4, and then just a straight 5 triad. Kept it nice and simple. Yeah. Okay. Now going to the 6. Why? Well, if we know that we're going to be playing 1, we know that we can break up the harmony by still having our foundation, but with the left hand going down a minor third, so to the D. Yeah, so 1 inversion, 4, 5, repeat. 1 inversion, 4, 5, 6, back to our 1 inversion, first inversion, 4. Now, I know it's going to be here, but I want to show you how I got there. So fundamentally, I would suggest to practice it like this. We've got chord 1, and then we just play 5, 4, 1. But rather than playing them as triads, just play them as thirds. 5, 4, 1. Just to kind of be comfortable with it. So once again, 1, and I'll show you my approach later in terms of the ending. 4, 5, 6. 1 inversion. 4, 5, 4, 1. Okay, so now to kind of bring in Manley's approach. So I would suggest to do as follows. So for that ending, we know that this is what we need. We need a triad, a third, a part of chord 5, so the C and the E. So we're going to keep the C with the right hand, and we're going to move the E down to the left hand. So we're going to do this. And then all we're going to do, because we know we're going from 5, 4, and then home, we're going to go, that's the 5, and then just go down. So that would be the 4, and rather than doing the D up here, we're doing it with the left hand. So it's going, and then finishing with the, that's the home, so the root. So we've got F major, but broken up, so the F is on the bass, the A is on the right hand, and the 5th note is on the left hand. And if you notice, the movement is just going down the diatonic scale. Yeah, so if you notice, I do a bit of a like a flick, just coming from a tone below. That's just a feel thing. Yeah. Alright, same thing then. Let's do one more key. Let's do it in the key of G, and I'm going to build it further. So, alright. And I must say, with this song, it definitely does show a bit of a different side of Jacob. Definitely one that's more mellow, harmonically speaking, anyway. Alright, here we go. So, let's try that again. G major. Okay, so we've got 1, first inversion of 1, 4, 5 as a foundation. And as I said at the start, it's important to be able to play these in all 12 keys. So this is a test. You could literally make this into an exercise. Can you play this straight away in all 12 keys? And if you can't, you just got to put in the work. Alright, here we go. So 1 inversion, 4, 5. Again, 1 inversion, 4, 5. Now this idea, rather than playing the 1, we're going to play the 6 on the left. I'm going to go down a minor third. So we're going to go here. E minor, 1 inversion, first inversion, 4. For now we're going to go 5, 4, and then if we do my approach, which is going to be taking that F sharp and put it on the left hand, we're going to do this. Down, down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alright, so going back to the key of E, and as I say, I would encourage you guys to make this a bit of a practice regime. Go through all 12 keys. Make sure you can really play the chord progression, you know, this fundamentally. Come on, Jacob kept it easy for us. Yeah, being able to do that in A, for example. Alright, so once you've mastered that, I want to look at some more detail now. So using this idea of playing the 6, a bit of superimposing going on. And what I mean by that, you know, I've got my 1 on the right hand, but my left hand is playing something else. So this essentially could work perfectly with chord form. So let's make up a chord progression now. In fact, let's use the same chord progression from Jacob. Let's go 1, 1 inversion, 4. So he could have done 1, this. So let's try that then. Why did that work? Well, I just used the same thing that Jacob did, going to the 6 on the 3rd round, because the first time it was 1, 2nd round. On this 3rd one he changed it. So we're going to change it as well. So rather than going to 4 on the 3rd round, we're going to go to chord 2. How would that sound? Here we go. 1. Okay, so we're switching. Just about on my part. Excuse me, let me go one more time. Yeah. Alright, so this chord. So we're gonna now go to, no, not my fault, sorry. We go here and then we're gonna go, rather than the A, we're going to go to the F sharp minor. One more time, just for me. Sorry, guys. Right here. And that's powerful. And then I really like that. I really like that. That's a great option to have. So for any major chord, you can do essentially some subtle reharm by using the option of going down a minor third with the left hand. So in terms of the major scale, you've got the E major or chord 1 that you can do it with. You've got chord 4, but there's also another major chord, which is the 5. So going down a minor third from that, it'd be G sharp minor. So how could we employ that then? That would be interesting, because that 5, how Jacob's got it set up, he's got 1, first inversion, 4, 5, a perfect cadence going from 5 to 1. Let's just go for it. Let's just see how it would, how we could use it. So we're gonna have to employ this just as, you know, as a creative tool. So let's just see it on the first round. So it would be 1, first inversion, 4, and then it'd be, okay. So interestingly enough, I think there's a perfect place to do this chord. So essentially we've got some reharm happening. If we think about the fact that, think about the progression, we've got 1, as I said before, first inversion, 4, 5, 1. So our perfect cadence, 5, 1. I reckon when we go to the 6, what would be the 5 away from the 6? Well, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's that G sharp. So that would work perfectly. Check this out. We're going to go 1, 1 inversion, 4, 5, like Jacob did. 1, first inversion. Check this out. Aha. So as you can see, as you work through these ideas, we started by playing through what Jacob did, but now you're able to employ these ideas creatively. And this is what this is all about, you know, trying these concepts in different contexts. Trying these concepts in different contexts. In this case, we know we got a 5-to-1, a perfect cadence happening at least, well, half of the time. There's 4 rounds, so 1, that's the first round, second round, and think about it, that 5-to-1 is often happening. So to break up or to bring some interest, we can go do in a minor key, you know, implying that C sharp minor, we can do a 5-to-1 there. Yeah. So let's play Jacob's option, and we can't as well forget, we'll do it later, the reharm for the 4. So this is just Jacob's approach. Okay, now on that third round, we're going to employ our reharm for the 5, going down to the 3, and also we're going to also do some reharm for the 4, and also go down to the 2. So check it out. This is the reharm option that we've worked out. First inversion, here we go. Reharm coming up. Beautiful. That's so nice. I wonder then, that idea that we just had, as you can see, that works perfectly over a major chord in terms of the E. Out of interest, how would it sound on the 4? Just saying. So let's challenge ourselves. Let's think about it. If we just put it in basic thirds, we've got a major 7 of E. Fun. I know we've got, well, think about it like 5. There's a couple of ways you can think about it, but yeah, let's think about it like 5. So you've got 5 over the 1, 4 over the 1, and then home. So for chord 4, which is A, in relation to A, the 5 would be the E, so it'd be, and then you're gonna have a D major. So that's gonna break up the diatonic scale a bit, but we're gonna go with it. So it would be, what would it be? That's what it would be. So if we try on the 1, or just let me just give you the foundation. So if we go to the 4, it would sound like this. Ooh, so that's a different sound in itself. And if I give it to you in the way that I showed it to you in terms of, so this G sharp, we'll take it down to the left hand, so it'll be like this. Okay, so essentially, how would it sound? We know in the chord progression right at the end, Jacob rests on chord 4 because he does right here. Could we do it there? Ooh, maybe. Well, I've got something that I will give you. So, to me, if I'm honest, in this context, it sounds a bit forced. It sounds like we've essentially taken an idea and gone. But what we could do is adapt one of the notes, that D actually, and essentially make it fit the E major key, which would be like this. How would it sound? We're just experimenting. Let's see how it sounds. So we go from the 6, 1 inversion. Excuse me. Let's try that again. It's gonna be. Oh yeah. All right. So. 6, 1 inversion. Check it out. If I'm honest, can I be honest with you? That sounds worse. But as you can see, we're trying things out, we're experimenting. We're not just taking this idea, and just keeping it in the key of in the key of E, for only for chord 1. We're trying things out. To my ear, maybe because I've heard the song quite a few times, that sounds a bit like, it sounds a bit naff. But depending on the song that you're playing, because it's not necessarily going to be this song, that might work in that context. The point of the matter is, as opposed to the point of the matter is, you have to be able to try and experiment, and it's going to work sometimes, and it may not work in other times. What would work perfectly, though, if you were in the key of A, for example, we could play Jacob's chord progression. 1, yeah, 4. By the time when we get to here, we can we can play that perfectly. So as we work through, let's try the option on chord 5. Could it work for chord 5? Let's go back to E. So using the same idea, so we know that we got 1 first inversion, 4, 5. That's a major. So could we use Jacob's? So in terms of the B, so we have to think, okay, in the B major scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's going to be interesting. We're going to have so this is going to be another clash to the major scale. But how would it sound? Let's just see. We're just taking the idea for excuse me. So what does it sound like to you? Does it work? Does it not work? It's an option. I would say, though, once again, why not try and maybe make this A sharp or B flat fit the key of E? So it would be like this. What would it be like? It would be like so it would be like that. So do it slowly. Interesting. Yeah, something like that. Hey. I'll play it through. Go to the 6, first inversion, 4. Now Jacob wouldn't normally do the 5, but we'll do it. That's actually quite nice. That's kind of growing on me, if I'm honest. Yeah. So we can kind of tell that idea has been definitely taken from the tonic, this feel. That sounds like it works in B perfectly. But if you want to keep it in E, you've got that kind of dominant 7th idea. So really slow then, so right here. Ooh. Yep. And then we do our reharm, 6. Reharm on the 4. Yeah. So guys, we can't just be limited to E. We're gonna try the same idea, employing everything that I discussed thus far in the key of, let's go B flat. Alright, so the foundation, we have 1. This is our major scale. 1, first inversion, 4, 5, 1, first inversion of 1, 4, 5, 6. Oof. First inversion, 4. Okay, same idea now with the ending. I'll show you my approach. First inversion, 5, 1, inversion, 4, 5, 6, 1 inversion, 4. So I'll show you my approach, which will be break it up. Yeah, so remember, we're taking that A and putting it down here. It's still creating chord 5, 4, and these are all over 1, and we finish with home. Okay, so first of all, let's work out this idea in relation to the 5, because I was saying that we can essentially use this idea over the 5. So in the context of the 5, and we still want to keep the notes in keeping with the B flat, so it would be here. Yeah, as opposed to in the key of F. If we landed there, that this would work, but we're going to keep it in relation to the notes of B flat, so we're going to just change that on the left hand. Oof. Yeah. Okay, so 1 inversion, 4, 5. We should probably do it there actually. So let's try again. 1 inversion right here. Oof. Have to be kind of quick with it. No. Come on, Manley, you got this. There it is. So not quite. I'm gonna try it again though. There it is. There it is. So as you can see, even in my process, I'm working through it. I'm challenging myself, as you can see, very quickly in the moment to be able to get these. And it's the same thing that I would encourage you to do as well. So there we go, right here. And then we move on to the 6. And Jacob's 1. And then, okay, now we need to look at the reharm. So 1 inversion, we'll get it in. Alright, so we know we're going to go to the 5 on the right hand, so the left hand can go down by a minor third to our 6, first inversion. Now we would normally go to 4, but we're going to go down a minor third to C minor. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. So compare and contrast Jacob's idea. To the 6. With what we've worked out. So I'm going to bring the 5. Here we go. That's really nice. Reharm, go to the 3, then 6. Reharm on the 2, dun, 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 with our. So I'm going to just give you one final bit of advice, an option to consider. Let's take us back home to the key of E. And as I said before, this kind of thing, work it through all 12 keys, so you are never ever limited. That way, anytime you go to, for example, chord 4, you can be thinking about the fact that, oh, I'm here, but you know what? If I wanted to, broaden the harmony a little bit, what I need to do in the left hand, I could do a beautiful bit of reharm, but it works perfectly. Now, in the context of going, using that reharm idea, going from, as we worked out, this one right here, the 3. If we wanted to take this a step further, going from that 5 to 1 in a minor key, that works as a minor, but we could adapt it a little bit. The perfect chord that comes to my mind, if we still want to essentially keep the minor third in there, but if you want to also include the major option, it would be to include a sharp 5, sharp 9. This chord works perfectly because you've still got the minor third, but also the major third within it. So check it out all together. We could just, and even if we just use this one idea, it would change the game for. So if we just kept with this, and then right here, beautiful, and then. Yeah, I'll play it one more time. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. some extra chords, but you get the idea. I'm flowing. As I say, normally Jacob, especially for that 5, he'd include the sus approach, so it'd be like right here, which would work very nicely as well, considering the fact that we've had chord 1, and then we've got chord 1 again, and now we've got chord 4, and then still chord 4 on the right hand again. That would equally work well as well. So there you go, guys. I hope you have found this video helpful. I most certainly have. And if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. If you're also new to the channel, please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye for now.